Chuck D here, welcoming you to episode 47 of By the Fire. We have a very fun Elysium themed episode for you guys today. So we're going to be kicking things off, taking a look at the Goons of Balatroon and their recently released World of Balatroon website. This is a thing of beauty, and there's a lot going on within the Goons ecosystem right now. They have a land sale coming at the end of the month, late August. They have a visual rework taking place on their CCG, their card game, highly anticipated card game. So to start things off, Meg and I are going to take a look at this new World of Balatroon website, all the aspects of it, cover a lot of the information of what we know so far in regards to land in the World of Balatroon, the different creatures, relics, types of land, etc. that will be ownable in the form of NFTs when their sale takes place at the end of August. After that, we're going to be taking a look at some Vulcan Forge updates. Armega walks us through all the latest and greatest things happening within the Vulcan Forge ecosystem. Of course, the project we all know and love, the creators of the Elysium blockchain, where these great projects will be launching on. And last but not least, Walter Chambers and I sat down with McSwizzle, the founder of the Vendetta DAO, a guild DAO gaming company. There's a whole lot going on with them. We sat down with McSwizzle to talk about everything they have going on as a project, as a company, and they will be joining us on Elysium as well when that time comes. So there's a lot to be excited about with the Vendetta DAO. McSwizzle covers a lot of information for us. One disclaimer I want to make about the interview is, unfortunately, we had some slight audio difficulties. There's a little bit of reverb that we did not notice until after the fact, after the interview, AMA, so to speak, was over. And we did our best to touch it up. It's everyone is audible and understandable, but it's by no means perfect audio for that interview, so you guys will see what I mean when you get to that section of the video. We did our best to fix it up, to tweak it. It wouldn't be a proper By the Fire episode without some slight audio issues in some capacity. But nonetheless, it was a great interview with McSwizzle. I want to thank him for taking the time to chat with us and drop all the alpha in regards to the Vendetta DAO here on episode 47 of By the Fire. So without further ado, everybody, I'm not going to drag out this intro too long. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. Please enjoy episode 47 of By the Fire.
Welcome to the World of Balatroon, the new product created by Goons of Balatroon, and it's the website's already actually launched at balatroon.world. They've got a ton of information on this brand new website that just dropped on us. It's got a lot of stuff that's beautiful artwork. We want to get into it. We want to show you guys what we see. We want to try to go over all the information that we can. Some of it's speculative because we don't exactly know how things are going to work. We'll tell you what we think might happen, and then you can just take it with a grain of salt. But overall, there's just so much to get into, so we want to get right into it.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Very excited to showcase the new Balatroon.world website to you guys. This thing is an absolute beauty, piece of art right here. So this is the first page you're brought to when you load up the website. You can see the wizard in the background there kind of doing his thing. And yeah, this is the website for the Balatroon metaverse. All the information in regards to their upcoming land sale mid to late August you can find on this website. They have a map you can view all the different terrains. They have an FAQ section. And we're going to get into it, give you a little walkthrough of this site, and just showcase a little hype of what is to come in the Goons of Balatroon ecosystem. And if you didn't know already, this is a big one for our By the Fire guild. We're super, super excited about. We have a lot of cards, a lot of Goon NFTs. And for our By the Fire scholars, Sedalians, you're going to be excited about this one. So we're really looking forward to the launch of this game.
We'll have a lot of lands coming
We will have a lot of lands, that's for sure. Yes, we are going to be picking up some lands here coming soon. So this is where you get brought to when you first load up the site. If you are not a Goon holder, if you're not a GOB token holder already, which you passively generate by owning Goons of Balatroon NFTs, whether it's Goons themselves or the Goon Bot NFT collection, which allows you to passively generate gob. If you're not a holder of any of those NFTs, you're going to want to come here to the website and join the whitelist. So the land sale is going to be done in stages. First stage is for gob holders. The second stage is for Goon NFT holders. And the third stage then is going to be their platinum whitelist, I believe they're calling it, which
So it's actually stage 1 is going to be for gob token holders. That was stage 1. The stage 2 is private mint for platinum whitelist and Goon holders.
Okay,
and that starts on the 24th and goes 24 hours to the 25th. And then you have stage 3, which is the public sale. And so during stage 1 and stage 2, anything that's bought, during those two stages, you're not going to know exactly what you get. You're saying, I want a land that are reserved. Like during stage 1, if you have 5 goons, you get 5 reservations for lands. You can buy. You don't have to buy, obviously. But if you purchase those 5 lands, you have no clue what you purchased. You just know you purchased 5 lands. And then on stage 2, same thing. Whenever you purchase a land for that 24 hours, you have no clue what you bought. And then at stage 3, when everybody and the public can start buying it, as soon as you purchase that land, it's going to pop up and show you exactly what you bought. Because it's a randomized thing. Nobody can pick what they want. It's just randomized. But on stage 3 at the public sale, you actually know exactly what you bought right after you purchase it. And then within a couple of days of that, all the other lands that were previously bought as a kind of a mystery thing, they will reveal all the lands to everybody at that point what they actually purchased. And that happens, stage 3 happens Thursday, August 25th, and until they sell out. That stage goes on until they sell out. I guess till they sell out or the sale is closed. So whatever date they choose on that.
I love the way they're doing it. And you may be wondering, what are the differences here between the different land parcels I can get, other than the different terrains? What's to separate one land plot I could get from another? So if we jump down on this page a little bit, we can go ahead and check out some of the differences in different rarities, different items you can get on your plots of land. So let's go ahead and take a look here.
So let's start out. What about the terrains? Let's talk about the terrains. There's 12 different terrains, right?
There are.
So
we're seeing 3 of them on the screen now.
Yeah, those are beautiful, beautiful. So out of the 12, I can go over the 12 real quick, but let's start with this one. This is snow.
We'll jump to the map then. But so these are what the NFTs will look like once they're revealed. So it's a very similar style to how the other side land plots were, kind of, in the sense of like the land with the resources, and there's creatures you can have on your land. So
Awesome.
There's the 5-star tiers of like the rarity, or I guess how like I know on the other side plots, like the 1 stars look relatively bare bones simple, and the 5 stars just get crazy and they're much larger. So I'm assuming it's going to be sort of a similar type of design with these. But you can see, so you have the chance to get some resources on your plot. You have the chance to get 1 through 5-star rarity. You can have, if it's a landmark, which that's something we'll touch in a second, there's going to be 24 very rare landmark plots of land that are going to be highly sought after without a doubt, because there's various benefits that come to owning those, which we'll touch in a bit. You have the chance to get a creature, a relic, and then the resources. So if we look at this Butte land parcel here, you can see it has a golem creature, which is visible on the NFT picture, and then it has an axe relic, which is also visible. And just the art on these is beautiful. I love the look. I love the style. There's 12 very cool and unique terrains as well.
And I guess those are levels. Those would be considered levels up top, I'd imagine, like level 2 snow, level 3 brute, level 4 bayou. I'm guessing that's how they're going to do it, because it's just the what's sought after the most. The higher level, the better the land parcel is probably going to be. what it's going to be worth.
I would think so. And it's going to be interesting to see if it's stuck at that level, or if there's ways through gameplay to increase its level over time. All speculation at the moment. No one knows for sure, to my knowledge. But yeah, I love the art on them. The style is very, very cool. Everything they're doing with the resources and relics is pretty badass and awesome. Very, very excited about this.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the different 12 types, because I want to run those in this segment. But let's get right over there to the map. Wow, this map looks beautiful. Look at this stuff. It's so colorful. It's got so much going on. This whole project is like uber meme project. It's just got memes all over the place. And maybe in just a second we can jump into showing you some images of details about these maps zoomed in and stuff. But just to kind of go over the different terrains that they've got. We've got snow, we've got a valley, we've got a wasteland, we've got forest. What other ones do we have, Adam?
Desert, butte, plains, bayou. There's a tundra section. There's the salt flats, which I'm a personal big fan of because they've got some poker chips, and there's also a big Salt Bay statue coming out of like a river or lake there. That's very well done. Like the art team here, it's just you gotta give props to the art team because this is just so high quality, so cool looking.
You got that volcano right in the center too.
Yeah.
You can't. So what I've kind of come to terms with is you can't have any lands on the volcano. That's kind of the main place. I'm guessing something special is going to happen there.
Gob Island.
So yeah, it's that whole Gob Island can't be owned. But there is some special things that we'll talk about in a little bit. Landmarks are pretty amazing sounding. But right now, the terrains, these are just beautiful. I love the way that nothing is a specific shape. Everything's just got its own little weird piece of an island shape, you know. That is really, really cool. I think they did a really great job with that. There's also it looks like some spaces that you cannot own are in, I guess, like Gob City, which is down in the bottom left-hand corner. You might have to zoom out a little bit in order for them to see that, but
this right here.
Yeah, so that Gob City
right.
down there, that's places you cannot own from what it looks like. There's the volcano. And there's just a couple of different places that like don't have squares on them.
Well.
Like, yeah,
That's the bear. This is the bear hangout, I guess, and this must be for the bulls down here.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's perfect. Yeah, it actually says bear on it.
You can actually see, and if you zoom in, a bull head right on there.
Oh yeah.
And then on this one, I'm assuming there's a bear somewhere. Maybe not, but you can see it says bear.
It's a bear hanging over. Look at the bottom over my head. You can see the bear's like taking down a bull.
Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah, and if you zoom into the map, there's so many funny little, like, here's a car crash. There's so many just like funny little Easter egg type things throughout the map. When you like look at this dude here's face down into the dirt.
Yeah, so
it looks like it's Cupid arrows. Just
the bear has a flag on the castle.
Where do you see that?
On the flag of the castle to the right.
Oh, yep. There you go.
Yeah, and then there's a bull flag on the other one too. So there's that.
Basketball court back here. There's a big hippo-looking thing. But yeah, I mean, it's just the quality of this map is it's very, very amazing looking. Little angry.
So much going on. So much going on.
There's a bull flag. What are you thinking, Maker? Are you team bull, team bear? If you had to pick one,
I'm not sure don't. You know, honestly, I don't even care. It's all great. Like I would be okay with randomizing whatever team I'm playing for at any given time. I guess I typically do the bull NFTs, the goons. If I can find a bull one, I'll usually pick just because he's got horns, man. It's cool. The horns are cool.
I like the idea of being a bull just because I'm just bullish on the space in general, on the project, on crypto. But my two favorite Goon NFTs I own are bears. So
Are they?
if I had to choose in-game one, probably be the Bears, because then I could use my favorite two NFTs that I have, my favorite two goons. But
I
I'm
guess
with
that's a
you
little
though.
bit
It's like
irony there.
I'm not really one side on the other. Here we got a little diamond bank.
Yeah. That. Oh, so let's get into some of this. We're just getting lost in the beauty of this game. So let's get into some more of the information that you would find on the Explore tab of the you
Goons
would find on the
website.
Explore tabs of the Goon website. Yeah, the new well, Balatroon World,
Yes.
Balatroon.world. So we've gone over the terrains. There's 12 different terrains, right? And we've
Correct.
called them out, and we've kind of gone over. We showed you locations roughly on the map, and then we're probably going to post some images up on the screen at some point or have. The landmarks is the next big section. So landmarks sound awesome, right? I mean, there's going to be 24 of these landmarks spread throughout the map, and if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a situation where you have you get your land, your randomized land. You know it's kind of a mystery what you're going to get. All kinds of things can happen on that land. You could have monsters on that land, just like Adam was going over before with the cards. You can have monsters on that land. You can have artifacts on that land. It can be generating specific resources on that land, and you get more of those combinations the higher tier land, the 1 out of 5 stars that you have on that land. But one of the things that can happen, it's going to be one of the rarer things, is 24 of those parcels of land will actually have a landmark on it, and that's going to be a like kind of a really rare, one of a kind artistic scene that's
Only
going to be
24 out of the
only
thousands of
24.
plots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you get one of if you're lucky enough to land one of these, it's going to be something that you want to cherish. You don't want to lose that wallet address. So anyway, so on every one of these biomes, I guess that the salt plains or the jungle or whatever, um, you're always going to have a bank and a forge landmark on each one of those. And I don't know how many different types of landmarks they're going to have, but there's definitely going to be a bank and a forge.
Yep.
So I guess there's 12. Actually, that is the only ones, the bank and the forge, because there's 12 different types of biomes, and there's always going to be a bank and a forge on them. So that's the 24 landmarks, I guess, right? That are going to
Yes.
be spread throughout. So possibly you can get a bank or a forge on your land parcel if you're very, very lucky. And I'm guessing that would be a 5 star. That would
Oh, I'm
definitely be
sure they all will be. And it says on the website, too, that these are going to be the most lucrative land parcels to own. So if you are lucky enough to get one, it'll be most lucrative for you in game. These will more than likely go for the highest resale value on the secondary marketplace whenever they're revealed. So everyone who is minting land, buying lands, best of luck. It's going to be exciting to see who ends up landing some of these landmark parcels. Fingers crossed for maybe a couple by the fire landmarks. We'll see.
Heck yeah, that would be
We're going to be
awesome.
minting a lot of land, so hopefully we get lucky. But yeah, that's a very cool thing they're doing. So 12 terrains, 2 landmarks on each terrain for 24 in total out of the thousands of plots,
9,000,
696, I
Yeah,
think, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Almost 10K.
a lot of, like, percentage-wise, what's that off the top of your head, Omega? 24 divided by 9,696 odds
A
of that?
lot. Or actually to get one, it's a very small percentage. I know that.
Yeah.
That is
So
very
yeah, yeah.
small.
Yeah, so you got to get a little lucky, but the more land parcels you get, the better your chances. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful map. Landmarks are gonna be sweet. I'm excited to see when the metaverse opens what things look like in game as you're running through. Like the art team, they have done a fantastic job with this map, and I'm sure they have their work cut out for them right now with actually building out the metaverse itself, because there's a lot of really cool design and stuff in here.
Well, if there's anything, if it's any indication of what we already seen, because we've had the pleasure of being part of the closed beta, for the Goons of Balatroon card game,
Yep.
and just the way that we've seen artwork for those cards before we were able to play the game, and the game has so much animations and stuff going on with it. The way that it's always like entertaining, very entertaining just to see. It's not just like you see your card or you see your NFT on the screen. It's just really intense constantly. You're always seeing things move around and things blowing up or getting electrocuted or whatever. So any indication, if it's going to follow that track, this is going to be pretty fun. Just to see, I guess you battle from land parcel to land parcel. I guess there hasn't been much released on the actual land game yet.
No, not yet.
Every time you move around in there, I see something new that I'm like, oh, that looks cool too.
Oh, I know.
So, creatures. Next section, creatures, right?
Yep.
Let's talk about those. So, with some of these creatures, apparently, if you own a land that's lucky enough to get a creature asset on it, one of its possible rarities, you get exclusive access to those creatures. And I don't know what that means, but it says the only way to gain exclusive access to those creatures. So I don't know what that means. You get to use that creature against somebody else, or what exactly it turns out to be. Surely it doesn't mean you're the only person that gets to fight those creatures. I mean, that would be kind of weird, but I would assume that it would mean you get to benefit from that creature somehow against other players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's all speculation, but who knows? They likely will be used in the Land Battler game that's coming. Maybe they can go and like forge resources for you potentially. No idea. All speculation right now. All I know is that you're gonna want some creatures on your land plots because why not? That's just an additional aspect of the land that some will have, but most I assume will not. There's definitely going to be a good amount of rarity to them. Unknown right now if there's going to be. What's that?
Some more powerful than others. I mean, you go from like an alcoholic genie to an obese dragon.
That's what I was wondering is if they'll all be kind of similar in power or if there will be a difference. No idea. I wonder if it's going to be like one per terrain. Might be how it's set up. So like each terrain has one type of creature that can exist on it. No idea. Or maybe like any creature can show up on any terrain. These are things we'll have to wait till reveal day to find out, but
they do have some that they have this ice
wolf, dire wolf.
Yeah, that dire wolf you wouldn't probably find it in like the jungle, or the wastelands. Yeah. So I imagine, but I don't know because the resources, I think those are kind of randomized, but it'd be really cool though if you could only find specific resources in the jungle, and specific resources in the salt mines. It would be really thematic and make it pop a little bit more. But I'll be honest with you, whether they do that or not, I don't think it'll take away from the game at all. It's just going to be fun to find out what you actually get during the reveal anyway, just to see that NFT that has that special, monster, that special relic on it or something like that. And then later on to find out what they actually do for us. But just seeing some of these pictures, I think that is the alcoholic genie with the bar. Maybe that's a troll. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Mark is using as his Discord picture right now. I'm pretty sure.
Is it really? That's nice.
Yes, it must be a good one. But I'm so hyped for reveal day. Late August cannot come soon enough. I want to mint our lands, get them revealed, see what we got. It's gonna be fun. And then also like the secondary market action afterward is gonna be really fun as well. Seeing what
yeah.
Like we'll be keeping our eyes peeled. The art is fantastic. All the creatures look very cool and unique. Seriously, like the art team responsible for these, probably the same art team doing the cards because the art on the cards for their card game is incredible as well, and it's a very similar style, of course. Very on brand with how this map and all the creatures and the land NFTs look. You just gotta love the Goons, man. You just gotta love it.
everything. Like the relics look badass too. I'm so excited to like possibly see some of these relics, and what they do. Like, I don't even know, man. Some of these things I can only imagine what kind of abilities they give you. But I'm excited for like gathering resources and stuff like that to see if I get a land parcel that like starts yielding me gold or something sought after, highly sought after. Um, I imagine at some point there's going to be an economy to trade said resources for crafting different things together. It's just I don't know. It's so much stuff that they could do.
Oh
It
yeah.
just has so many unlimited
So
places they can go.
on the website it says you can use resources to craft MGOB or unlock special economic achievements.
Right.
So I'm
MGOB.
sure they're going to have lots of use cases. And it also says the parcel's terrain level determines daily resource productions. There's one benefit of higher level land is you get more
Okay.
daily resource production. So if you get a level 1, less resources will be produced versus a level 4 or 5. So definitely going to want those higher level land parcels.
So yeah,
You
that's
know,
awesome, man. And MGOB is their secondary token, in-game token, I imagine.
correct.
So you got GOB, which is the main, traded token, and then you got MGOB, which is in-game. So I'm assuming, you gain MGOB to go use for crafting, or you use crafting to get MGOB.
You craft the resources that turn into MGOB from if I'm reading this correctly on the website. Just the exact phrase says, landowners can perpetually collect resources and use them to craft MGOB or unlock special economic achievements. So
Okay, so and then
craft.
MGOB is the actual earn token, right?
So it's MGOB actually does not have a US dollar value. The GOB token does. MGOB is sort of the virtual token of their metaverse where you use it to do a whole bunch of things in the metaverse. Like I think that's what you'll use to enter tournaments. It's probably going to be heavily used in their land battler game, and just all things you're doing inside of their metaverse is going to require MGOB. I know you can go GOB into MGOB, but I think it's going to be one-to-one conversion. Every GOB is MGOB, and it's kind
Oh
of
wow.
like you're playing in any kind of sort of game, like if you're getting V-Bucks on Fortnite or Riot Points in League of Legends type of thing. You can then spend that in the metaverse for various benefits. I'm sure all
So
speculation right now. We don't know for sure.
you can go GOB to MGOB, but not MGOB to GOB, right?
I believe so. I'm not confident enough to say that for sure, but I think that's the direction they're heading with it. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. It does look beautiful. I mean, everything, the resources, the relics, the monsters, landmarks,
Yeah.
all these terrains, they did such an amazing job with it. And the some of the stuff that we're talking about, we'll probably end up having some images up on the screen so we can like really let you see the highlights of what we see that are just so beautiful. But of course, all this can be found on the Balatroon.world website, of course. And go through there, see see all the cool animations that you get going there. Also, make sure that you click on the Notify Me button at the top right, so that way you can get reminded whenever this land sale happens. Also, prices. So you get a discount if you're a GOB holder. So if you have some of these tokens already, these GOB tokens, which we've been actively generating, personally, Mukti and I have already, we had a couple of goons, a couple. Mukti has like, a crap ton of them. He's
I'm
been
a believer.
collecting them.
Believer in the
Yeah,
goons.
he's a strong believer. I'm a less strong believer. I'm a strong believer, but less pockets. So anyway, we've got goons that are generating GOB for us, right? And the great thing that's coming out here is that you actually get to use this GOB that we've been actively generating to purchase things in the game that they're creating now. I love that. I think that we already have a use case for this GOB that we're generating. It's worth so much already in my mind because we get lands for a discounted price as well, because this is the level that they are going to. I just get so excited about it. I am a big card collector with their gob cards, right? So I go through and I've been trying to make a complete collection. So I've been gathering cards left and right. And, to make that complete collection, I've had to continuously buy packs of cards left and right, which adds up. I got a lot of cards. Well, it just so happens that since I have 500 plus cards, I'm going to end up getting the max discount whenever I go to purchase my lands. Um, and that's what it basically boils down to. They're going to start with, if you own 100 of their cards, their gob cards, you get a 5% discount. And then if you own 200 cards, you get a 10% discount, and so on.
Up to 25%, right?
Up to 25.
Cards.
Yep. So as somebody who owns 500 plus cards as the cap, I get 25% off, which means that originally for gob token holders, the first stage, it's going to cost 4,000 gob per land parcel. Getting 25% off gets it, what, 3,000?
Yep, I think 3,000 gob is going to be a 25% discount. Yep.
So then I'm spending 3,000 gob that I've been banking up to date. I'm earning gob daily, right? So I get to spend 3,000 gob per land parcel, and then that I get that discount. Now later on, say I have during the public sale, which the reservations are kind of out the window at that point, because when it comes to public sale, anybody can buy it. They can just hop on and buy it for X amount of ETH. So you do get discounts with buying land in ETH as well, but it's not the 25% or possible 25% discount. That's only for gob tokens. For ETH, if you're a Goon NFT holder, it's going to cost you 0.12 ETH for Goon NFT holders. For platinum whitelist members and gob holders, people who have gob that they've got banked in their wallet, it's going to be 0.15 ETH. But then you get free minting and gas fees. And I think that's the difference between just being somebody off the street from the public sale. Somebody off the street from the public sale spends 0.15 ETH. But if you're a platinum whitelist member or gob holder, actually, I'm sorry, if you're a platinum whitelist member, you also get it for 0.15 ETH. But if you hold gob, that's what gets you the free mint and gas fees, I think.
Yeah.
Or at least at a minimum, free mint, and then you have to pay gas fees. But I think that they include both of them. I don't know. That's kind of it's not made very clear on the website, but that's the prices that you're going to end up paying for the each land parcel. And I love how they're not only giving you a discount for getting the gob that you currently have right now and having a goon, but the cards, everything that we have purchased from them at this point has a purpose, and it's a really important purpose. So because we basically were buying everything as it was coming out, goons, cards, gob, we've got gob, it all is playing a crucial part of us getting the absolute maximum discount for these land parcels that we're about to pick up.
Yeah, and one thing it really shows is they're really taking care of goon holders and their community and those who have been supporting them up to this point. You're getting a lot of benefit in this upcoming land sale, which is you gotta love that. Really showing that they appreciate their community, and so yeah, it's a big discount for gob holders, Goon NFT holders. Definitely gotta appreciate it, and we don't want this segment to drag on too long. All the information in regards to this land sale, basically all the information, can be found on the FAQ section of the Balatroon.world website. There's a ton of good information on there, stuff that we didn't touch on in this video, in addition to everything we touched on and more. Any other questions you may have that aren't answered there, pop into the Goons of Balatroon Discord. It's a very friendly server. Can get any questions answered in a timely manner. But it's hype. We love the Goons. Can't wait for the CCG. Can't wait for the Auto Battler. This is a beast of a project. We are very happy to be along for the ride, very happy to have By the Fire involved with what they're building here. and they're going to be coming to Elysium as well. The blockchain by Vulcan Forge, which is going to be an absolute beast, absolute powerhouse. So we're looking forward to all of it. Love the Goons. And anything else you want to wrap up with, Armega?
Actually, just to clarify, because I just happened to see it, there is definitely the way it's gonna. It was kind of, I read it a little bit wrong on the website, but there's definitely not going to be a minting fee for claiming a reserved land parcel, but you will have to cover the gas fees.
Okay,
so
that's what I assumed. Yeah.
Yeah. I found it a different FAQ, but and also just to clarify, there's going to be, I think you actually said it earlier, but 9,696 parcels of land, and 1,200 of these will be reserved for Platinum Whitelist members, guaranteeing them the ability to mint one World of Balatroon land parcel each for each goon.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so
all this info, again, can be found on the website and more than what we touched on. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's very good stuff. We love the Goons. Gotta love the Goons. But, all right, well, that's going to be it for this segment, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Late August, stay tuned. It's August 17th is for the GOB and Goon NFT holders, I believe. And then not long after, 24th, 25th.
22nd.
22nd.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, it goes, just to clarify, Wednesday, August 17th to August 22nd is when the first stage happens. Second stage, 24th through 25th for 24 hours. Third stage starts on the 25th until they sell out or they decide to close the sale.
Boom. Beautiful. There you have it. And again, FAQ section of the website, you can get all this info. Balatroon.world is where all the info in regards to the land, NFTs, land parcels will be, where you can find it. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for hanging out for the Goons of Balatroon segment, and we'll see you next time.
Vulcan Forge. What have they been up to? Well, we're going to be talking today about Troy, some Phalanx updates, OG badge surprise that came out of nowhere. Kind of excited about that one. And also the new DApps launcher that they created. Let's get into it. Troy, let's talk about that. We've got some new information on the map that has been released in Troy. There's not an actual game to play yet, or any kind of stage or level inside of Vulcanverse or whatever is going to be done there, but there is the map update. The map update actually shows you the different locations of Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 is going to be depicted in gold on this map, or yellow. Tier 2 is going to be depicted in white, and Tier 3 in orange. You will be able to see that the Tier 1 lands, which is the most sought after in Troy, are going to be surrounded around the city. They're the closest to the city, and they're going to end up costing you the most. Then you've got Tier 2, which are going to be positioned right below all the city lands. They're going to be, probably where some other important POIs are, the ones you probably want to go to more often than the Tier 3s. And then, of course, Tier 3 is just going to be all around Troy, the city, and the Tier 2 lands surrounding everything. Well, we got a new phalanx that came to town. This one's going to be for Notice, which is the Sphinxes. You can go to the phalanx website, which is phalanx.vulcanforge.com. That is going to be where, when the wave actually starts, again, you will be able to purchase a phalanx randomized, and that's for 25 PYR. For an extra 5 PYR, you can re-roll and see if you can get better stats than the previous one. There's going to be 500 different characters that you can potentially make when you randomize it, and you can have different armor, different ornaments, different weaponry, hairstyle, wings, and face and body. The first wave happened on Wednesday, 27th of July of this month. And then also there's going to be other waves that come out. That was just the first wave. They want to make sure that we have multiple waves for different time zones for everybody to be able to get one, instead of them all being sold out really quick to one group. But we had the Sphinxes this time. And we've already had Arcadia's rollout, and we've had Boris's rollout, and now we're doing Notices. And then the last one that will come eventually will be the Hades one. Well, surprise, surprise, an airdrop. We got an airdrop from Vulcan for all those OG badge holders, which thankfully I'm one of them. I think all the BTF crew is actually an OG badge holder. So we will all be getting this airdrop that just came recently. Out of nowhere, it seems like they just ended up dropping a new fishing pole. Didn't even know it existed until it dropped. But it's the Vulcan, or the Vaults of Vulcan City fishing pole, and it's going to require you to actually own an OG badge to use it. There's going to be 500 editions, and it's going to act like every other fishing pole. It's going to work once every 2 hours in any quadrant. That is the difference here. So Arcadia, Notice, Boris, Hades, use it anywhere, just like you would a regular rod that's specific for those quadrants. This one can be used anywhere. And you do have to have an OG badge to use it. Wow, this new DApps launcher from Vulcan Forge, from what I understand, it's been redeveloped, so it's a differently designed launcher. Even though it might look very similar, I believe they have actually recoded it from the ground up. But it is going to use different paths, or it's going to in some way have a different way that it stores the games. So when you first load it, it's actually not going to detect that you have Vulcan Forged already installed, for example. You'll have to make sure that you uninstall the previous version and then use the new DApps launcher to install Vulcan Forge. So then it detects it, and then you can just use the DApps launcher to open it up, play it, and launch it from there. It's going to include all the new, all the titles that Vulcan Forge has: Vulcan Runner, Vulcan Chess, all the new stuff that's coming out, Vulcan Assassin, stuff like that. Everything is going to be found in this DApps launcher as the previous one. The only difference is that this one's a little bit more sleeker. It's redesigned from the ground up, and you can see that it has some nice artwork, shown above, the title, the amount of space, the footprint that it's going to leave on the system, and the current version that's out and that you've got installed. That's the DApps update.
All right, we are here with Alex, aka McSwizzle of the Vendetta DAO, to talk about their upcoming projects, NFT sale, and a bunch of other fun things. Alex, welcome, and we're super thankful to have you.
Welcome, Alex. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Howdy, partners.
All right. Do you want to tell us, A, why you're not wearing a cowboy hat, and B, about all your upcoming projects and activities?
Okay. I mean, I wish I was wearing a cowboy hat. I'm based in Taiwan, and it's a difficult place to find one.
Understandable.
So now I'm just waiting for our partnership with like Stetson or something like that. So they'll give me like a high quality cowboy hat.
All right. Well, I suppose I suppose we're willing to let it go for the time being. Why don't you tell us some about how you kind of got started with the guild, and just how it went from a guild to making your own game, essentially?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we started out, I've been in the Vulcanverse community since the first days, because we were pressing the green squares on the map. And, I found when the scholarship program went live, I had one of my scholars suggest that I build a guild. And I was like, okay, we'll see about it. But he really pushed me on it and said that he would help manage the Discord. So I said, sure, let's go for it. And we built the guild. And once I built the guild, I figured we're going to do a guild, let's really do it properly. So I started thinking of a concept and what to do for it. And I'm super into the Wild West. I always have been. So I figured let's do that theme. And I think it's a good theme to gather around. I mean, a posse, a group of people. It's a good camaraderie type feeling. So I based it off the Vendetta ride, or the Vendetta posse of White Earp. So we call the Vendetta Guild. And then from there, we just kind of grew. We invested into other games. And I kind of found that we're missing something. We're missing a game that our core players, our core guild members could play all the time. Because we're always on someone else's schedule, right? We're on another game schedule of when they would launch, another game schedule of when the mobile app would come out. So I figured, what, the easiest thing to do is I'd build my own mobile-friendly game. And then we'll always have a game for our members to play, as and when we're waiting for other seasons or other things to come in, and a way to incentivize them to do better in the guild, right? So instead of paying more lava, or doing something like this, we can say, okay, the highest performers can always play on our in our metaverse, or they can train in our metaverse, and the ones who are good in our metaverse can go onto our other lands. That was the original concept. So we started doing that, and the best game in my mind for a cowboy game is Shootout on Main Street. For me, it was a no-brainer. 1 versus 1 shootout on Main Street, or 5 versus 5 posse shootout on Main Street, and that's what we started doing. So we started building that, and it was a simple mobile game. But when the first beta version came out, I was a bit disappointed in one sense that it wasn't what I envisioned in my mind's eye of, you know, the dynamics of Red Dead Redemption type dynamics of a shootout.
Yeah.
But on the other end, it blew my mind because we had built out a little town of a metaverse, and it just a spark clicked that this is what we got to do. We got to build a whole world of this. So I put my head down and just started writing white paper for a Wild West metaverse, and all the games and classic cowboy things you would do in there. So we'd have the shootout on Main Street, you'd have the horse races through a canyon, and you train up your horse, you train up your guy, and it just kept evolving into what we have today. So if you look at our website, you'll see we have a white paper or light paper that briefly describes all of that. And yeah, that's where we are.
It's awesome how it just kind of progresses, right? It just starts as something simple, and you realize there's a need for something that you can do better. So
yeah, and it's something I'm really passionate about. I mean, I want to play the game. You know, I mean, I want to get in there and shoot up people. I'm
big with you. I spent a lot of hours in Red Dead Redemption, and further many more hours in Red Dead Redemption Online. Just even aimless nonsense, like not even doing missions, just being a cowboy, tying people up, ruining people's day.
Yeah, well, that's the idea for the metaverse. So we have the mini games where we have like the shootout, the canyon run. We have a few games I'll mention later on, and then we have the metaverse where it's basically like Red Dead Online or GTA Online, where you can do the storyline chapters and, you know, use your character that you've built up in these mini games, use the attributes to play to earn and to do better. Or you can be visible. So I mean, you just go around shooting people in the metaverse, or whatever you like to do. But if you go kind of offline or invisible like you do in GTA Online, then you can just run around and not get shot.
Just be passive mode, essentially.
Yeah.
So if you're scared, if you're a coward, you can turn on passive mode.
Exactly. Okay. I mean, if you're a proper cowboy and outlaw, you're going to have guys stationed up on the, you know, on top of the saloon sniping people, and then you're going to come out with your posse and blow them away.
Yeah. I guess it depends what you're playing for. If you want to get through the storyline and have no trouble, then you want to be invisible. But if you're there for that true Wild West experience, I imagine you got to have that PvP mode turned on.
Well, and also, I mean, part of we have what we call character smart NFTs and horse smart NFTs. And the smart being that they not only record your stats of, you know, what's your quick draw speed, how many kills you have, what's your notoriety, what's the bounty on your head, you know, all these kind of stats that are going to be vital. Like, who wants to be? I mean, you want to be the fastest gun in the West, right? Or the baddest badass outlaw in the West, or you want to be the sheriff who's gotten the most amount of bounties. So all that will be recorded on your NFT, but at the same time, you're going to be able to level them up. So you'll start at level 0, and you'll have 6 attributes that you can level up, right? Your speed, your stamina, your bravery, your luck, your regeneration, right? And then as you play the game, you get the XP points, and you allocate them to these things, like you do in a traditional, you know, video game or, you know, race car game, where you build up, you know, you add to each part, and as you add to each part, once it's full, then you go to level 2 NFT, level 3 NFT, up to level 5, or maybe level 7. We'll see. I mean, we got to wait till the beta's out to really decide on how many levels.
Okay.
But you'll be able to do that in the mini games. So then when you're in the metaverse, your guy will be a bit stronger, a bit faster than the other people.
Very cool. So it's just gonna be one open world. If you're level 1 starting out, you'll be in the same zone, same areas as level 4s, 5s, running around with upgraded stats. So that may be a use case then for someone having that invisibility mode, for someone who's new, not wanting to get just absolutely wrecked by the veterans who are in there already all powered up.
Well, maybe. I mean, hopefully, what it does is it creates posses, right? And it creates your gang of people. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that's not. I mean, hopefully the case is most people will want to be visible in the metaverse. I think that's kind of the fun of it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and the point of leveling up also is, I mean, aside from the NFT sale we're doing now, the Genesis NFT sale, in the future you're only going to be able to buy new a level 0 NFT, right? And it'll be fixed USD value. And then you can basically, one of the P2E aspects could be you farm your NFT. So you build up a character to level 7, and then you sell it on the secondhand market. You buy a new one at level 0, and you play it up again. So you could have a guy who's really good at a level 0 NFT who could kick, somebody's ass who's at level 4.
Yes. So there's some buffs, but at the end of the day, it's going to be like skill based. Like if you're a good player, know what you're doing. It's not like you have no chance as level 0 to kill a level 4 or 5.
Right, and also to offset that, especially with like the shootout games and stuff, we'll have divisions like you do in League of Legends. So you have hero, outlaw, legendary, tenderfoot, right, for the lowest level. So there'll be divisions. So for the mini games, you won't really have to worry about that. In the open world, I mean, just like in the Wild West, there's going to be a guy who's a fast guy in the West.
Yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned your Genesis NFT, which we have an image of rotating in the screen that will cut to a full screen image of right now. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about what you got going on with that?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a placeholder. That's not what the actual NFT will look like.
Okay.
That's the placeholder for it now, and it just gives a kind of vision of what we can do and what you can see in the metaverse. That's the placeholder for the character smart NFT. It's ready as of basically today. Well, when this airs, it'll be a week. We'll be doing bulk sales and guild sales, pre-sales. So again, keeping with the Wild West theme, and if you've read our white paper, everything we really try to keep to the Wild West theme. We're doing it bulk sales of 10, which is the number of people in the Vendetta Ride posse. So you buy 10, you get 1 free. So that's going on from now until our whitelist sale, which will be on August 18th.
Awesome.
And the price is always fixed. It's going to be fixed in US dollar. So no matter what the token level is, your buy-in price is always the same, unless you're buying a secondhand leveled up NFT.
Okay. And so with those being a placeholder NFT, what do you already know what these are going to look like when they are revealed in full? Will they kind of have unique traits to each one? Will they all be similar? Will they be rarity tiers? Do you guys have all that?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to look sick. I mean, we're working on it. The reason why we're doing this placeholder now is because we want to make a really, really cool looking NFT. So it'll be obviously some sort of Wild West cowboy type thing. I want to make it interactive. I don't know if you've seen those interactive NFTs where you can play with it, move it around, and do stuff with it. It's going to be interactive, and they will look the same, but it will have the stats will be different, right? So the first ones obviously will just it'll list your attributes, and it will list your statistics. So like what's your draw speed, how many kills this guy has had, all those things will be listed on the NFT. It'll be multi-sided.
Okay.
But the first ones obviously will be at 0, except for these Genesis NFTs where we're going to do a percentage randomly of level 3s, level 2s, and level 1s. So 80% of these NFTs will be level 0, which is going to be the standard anyway when you always buy an NFT. 10% are going to be at level 1, 7% at level 2, and 3% of them are level 3. So this is the first time, and probably the only time, you'll ever be able to buy a brand new leveled up to level 3 NFT, but it's random.
Okay, and that's just for like the sales prior to the 18th, or even on the 18th.
Oh, for the entire Genesis sale.
Okay.
So including the ones on the 18th. So they're going to be.
What's the total count?
2,500 NFTs max for the Genesis. Yeah. Which I mean, for your reference, I mean our guild has like 1,200 people. So I think you have 2 or 3 guilds in there, and you can almost clear half of that out.
Yeah, really. I mean, if every member of the Vendetta DAO has one, that's half of them gone just about already.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you have any plans for making any side games or anything to do in the metaverse as sort of a collab with Vulcan or anything like that?
Yeah. So, if you look at our website, you'll see our list of partners. Our team and our partners. And our team, you can see we're all anonymous, only for the reason of because we kind of met this way and we've been involved in the Vulcanverse community this way. So for us, it's not anonymous, but I guess for people looking out in it, it is anonymous. But one of our advisors is Jamie Thompson. And to keep with the to keep with the Wild West theme, we cowboyfied one of the Vulcanites as his picture. And as we did that, it clicked in our brain that why not cowboyfy Vulcanites and change what we were going to do as a cowboy versus Ghost Rider game or a cowboy versus zombie game as a cowboy versus zombie Vulcanites. So we're going to have cowboy-filled Vulcanites running in and getting mowed down by cowboys.
That's awesome. I feel bad for Soder just getting gunned down in his attempts to flee the Wild West, but you know, like I guess it's got to happen sometimes.
Well, the art team's gonna be busy, so all the Vulcanites are gonna have to get re-rigged to have like zombie traits and characteristics. Then I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, we're only picking probably 5 or 6. Like we're not gonna use the fox, right? It just won't look cool. So we're picking 5 or 6, basically bipedal, or you know, like what's the guy from Hades? I forget his name all the time.
Trapjaw. He already is kind of a zombie.
Yeah, right. So we're picking ones that are kind of standing up.
It's odd that you'd use bipedal and then list Trapjaw. I'm just saying. I mean,
because it's the first one that comes to my head when I say bipedal. When I'm saying, okay, well, they're not actually bipedal.
He's no pedal. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah, we'll cowboyfy them and zombify them, and they're AI at the beginning, and they'll be coming in. And so we just have to program their movements, and really what they're going to look like as a cowboy.
Okay, so it's going to be like a PvE type of scene. So it won't be player controlled zombie Vulcanites. It'll be player controlled cowboys killing an onslaught of zombie Vulcanites.
A horde of these zombie Vulcanites. In the beginning, I mean, of course, it opens up to having the world open to Vulcanites. So again, I don't like to mention these things because they're not until they're in place. So you guys, a lot of people who are listening probably haven't even heard of our project yet, and you'll see that actually we've got a game out, and we're very much down the line. And the reason for that is because I've been in this community since early days, pre-Vulcanverse community, and we've seen a lot of projects come and go, a lot of hype, and I didn't want to do that. So I haven't mentioned anything really in the community until we had something solid. So I'm going to mention, I guess, my first. It's not that it's not solid, but it's not going to be ready until probably January. But the idea is eventually to also be able to enter the metaverse with your current Vulcanite, but having a cowboy skin on it, and then you'd be able to control it in the metaverse.
I freaking love the idea of that, like cross collaboration with the Vulcanites, and I completely agree in the sense of like you always want to have something built, and then release it, and kind of have the wow factor there of a finished product versus just blind hype for an idea that isn't out there yet. So I completely get what you're saying there with that. But I
feel a little bit confident saying it. Sorry to cut you off. I feel a little more confident saying it because the Cowboy versus Vulcanite zombie game will be out this summer. So you'll see Vulcanites. Actually, probably within a week you'll see, because we'll be testing the gameplay. So within a week or two of this airing, probably less, you'll see a clip of Vulcanites running around in the metaverse.
I'm just too busy thinking that Sharon and Velasina can be both the cowboy and the horse at the same time. It's kind of where I've gone with this. I'm like, oh, do you get like a group NFT because it's both? Like,
yeah, seriously, they got half of the cowboy. Actually, I guess it's a cowboy in one.
Yeah, just missing some hanging human legs, and who needs those really?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, that's awesome.
So yeah, you said the game you already have a game out. I believe it's in beta. Is that sort of exclusive to guild members? Is that open for anyone to get in there and test at the moment?
It's open to test. I haven't given it to everybody outside of our guild, only because it's a gallery game, and it's not what I envisioned as the first game, which is a shootout on Main Street.
I see.
So if people are really interested to see it and to play it, they're welcome to. They can jump in our Discord and get the link for it. But it's not my prize game that I want to release. So I want everybody to really see it first as the shootout game, which I'm pushing to get out by the first week of August.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. They wait till one to reveal the main one first.
Yeah, because a gallery game, I mean, it's fun, it's cool, but it's a gallery game, right? I mean, it's not something to blow your socks off.
Gotcha.
Awesome. I'm like, well, it's great to see as you mentioned, people doing it the right way and actually building a product and not creating aimless hype for it before you had anything close to release. So it's definitely refreshing, and I also love to hear that you're doing a collab with Vulcan that'll utilize some of our potential current NFTs, which is also very nice. Is there, outside of the active NFT sale that you've got going on currently, which we'll put up on screen again right now, but other than that, do you have anything else that you wanted to share with the community before we cut it off today?
Let me see. We get the NFT sale. We got our games. We listed our games. What else do I have to...
I believe there was something in regards to a treasure hunt.
Of course. Yes, thank you. We have an ongoing treasure hunt. It started about a week ago. So if you follow our social media, you'll see clues. Obviously not easy, right? I mean, it's a difficult treasure hunt. But you'll see clues to the first step of a 5-stage treasure hunt. In each stage, you'll be able to win NFTs. In the first 4 stages, you'll win what we call limited use NFTs and or utility NFTs. So a limited use NFT would be like a tonic, you know, the old timey tonics that the guys were selling in the Wild West, and that'll revive your guy, or some, you know, a TNT, stick of dynamite, right? That's a limited use NFT, or that's a limited use NFT. Another one would be like a Sheriff's badge. So you get a Sheriff's badge, you can use it for 5 games, and it will give you a buff, a bravery buff. So those are the NFTs that will be available on the first 4 stages of this treasure hunt. And then the last stage will be obviously Character Smart NFT. So there'll be 5 winners for each stage as well. So there's 5 people who can win. And then when you get to the final destination, if you're late, you'll know. We'll say, you know, good job, you found it, but too slow, Pat. So, you know, try next time.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, for any By the Fire Sedalians listening in on this, if you want an opportunity for some free NFTs here, so what are your social media accounts? Where are the best places for people to go to get this kind of information?
Well, the whole point is to spread it across all of our social media and build up, especially the ones that don't have as much people. But the first clues that are out there are current. They're out there. Go to Facebook, go to our Twitter, go to our Discord, Instagram, YouTube. It's all there. The final clue won't be out until the first couple of days in August. So when people see this, you're still going to have a lot of chance. Nobody will have gotten the treasure yet. Nobody will be able to get the treasure until the first week of August, early August. But the clues are there now, so you can kind of figure it out now, probably.
Okay, and we will have the link to all of the Vendetta DAO, Vendetta Guild social channels in the description of this video. So anyone who wants to get started trying their wit on these treasure hunts, you'll have the links there.
Yeah, and it's a good time to start because the treasure hunt is going to be an ongoing theme with us. Like the Wild West, when you're looking for gold, we're going to have treasure hunts always. So these are now outside of the metaverse and just on social media. In the future, you'll be looking for stuff within the metaverse and trying to find treasures throughout that, and eventually in the real world. Because again, what we want people to do is to come together as posses, right, as groups, and collaborate on these things. So we'll hide stuff in the real world. We have team members who are based in the US, I'm in Taiwan, we got someone in Egypt, we got people in Europe. So we can put stuff out there in the real world. And we have collabs. I mean, we have a mine, for example. So, I mean, there could be real gold involved.
Like a mine, like a literal mine.
A literal mine, and in the game we have a mine. So there's an obvious collaboration there.
Oh, that is really
that's
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, seriously, Alex. And then so and just to backtrack a little bit and to remind everyone, so it was the 18th of August, I believe you said, is when the public sale,
the whitelist sale. So right now we have a pre-sale for guilds and bulk buy, and then on August 18th to August probably 20th will be the sale for Vulcan verse or Vulcan. I don't know what to call it now. If it's Vulcan Forge community or Elysium community. I mean, really, it's community based. If you look at our team, we are, we're Elysium, right? I mean, we got. So we're going to do good by our community. So we're going to. I'll have to issue it on social media, but we'll do some kind of sale just for that community at a discount and whitelist, and then we'll have the public sale on the 20th until we're sold out. Or maybe we'll sell it beforehand. I don't mind. I don't mind selling out before public sale. It's really, this is for the community.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us here today. If there's anything else you want to if there's anything else you wanted to hit on your way out, otherwise, like Mukti said, we'll have all the social links in our description below for this video. But if there's anything you wanted to take us off with, hit us before we wrap this up.
I think that's it. Come enjoy the Wild West. I mean, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I have one last thing here before I wrap up, Alex. So just for anyone who is interested in getting whitelisted for these NFTs, what's the qualification? You just have to be a current standing member of the Vulcan Forge community, own X amount of NFTs. Is there any kind of way to get whitelisted for this prior to?
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't made the criteria yet, only because again, how to do it. It's easy for Vulcanverse. I mean, we'll just say you own a Vulcanverse NFT, whether it be land, whether it be a Vulcanite, you get whitelisted. OG badge, you get whitelisted. But I'd like to do the entire Elysium community, right? We've got Fables of Fyra, we've got all kinds of games that are involved in this community. So it's just it's just a matter of the technicalities of how to do that. Yeah. But I'll have that out within probably 3 or 4 days.
Understood.
But basically anybody, yeah, I mean, we're gonna do whatever we can to get people who are in this community. So if you've got X NFT, you can get whitelisted.
Very cool. Okay, so just proof of an existing NFT in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Vulcan Forge, Elysium members get priority. Love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, Alex, thank you so much for doing this. Man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining us today, and I'm sure we'll touch base again soon as the project progresses.
Yeah, hopefully you can have me on when the shootout game is ready. We can have some live shootouts.
Oh, would love it. Yeah,
100%.
It's unfortunate. I wouldn't want to embarrass you, but I mean, challenge accepted. We can do that.
I'll take it, Walt. Little 1v1. Walt does have vastly superior FPS skills to me, but we'll see. I'll try my hand out at some quick draw action for sure.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us, and until next time, we'll catch you soon.
All right. See you later.
Take it easy, guys.